Welcome, everybody. High converting freebie formula. Super excited to be here with you. I love to help health coaches, life coaches, nutrition coaches, spiritual coaches kind of fill in the gaps for what is keeping them from actually bringing on paying clients. We can have all of the certifications. Believe me, I've got 12. Not one of them taught me how to grow a business. Is that not insane? So if you guys are feeling the same, if you're like, I want to help people and I have absolutely no idea either what to do or how to do it, welcome to my world. I'm so glad to have you here. But this training is actually one of my favorites. And here's why. In order for us to serve clients, in order for us to have paying clients, we actually have to attract the right ones. What ends up happening is that we end up either attracting the wrong ones, creating things that are not actually valuable or of service, or maybe we have, a way to bring people into our ecosystem, but we're not actually using it, or we're not sure how to use it in a way that makes sense for us. Because here's the truth. No matter where you are in your business, you still have to have a high converting freebie, high converting lead magnet that is attracting the right client. And so I'm going to talk to you today around how to actually create something that is speaking to the market now in 2026. So before we do that, I wanted to share that they're in our world. And when I think about, our world, I like to think about it in terms of our ecosystem. Whether or not they are a friend of yours on Facebook or a follower on Instagram, doesn't matter really where they are. What matters is that 30% of the people that are in your world, we call sidewalkers. They're either not willing to do anything about their problem, or they're not capable of doing anything about their problem. And what ends up happening is that we end up trying to convince somebody that they should want to do something about their problem. That actually is not your ideal client. That's not your ideal client. Yet there's 30% of the people in our world. 67% of the people in our world are actually what we call in the slow lane. They are actively looking for a solution to a problem that they're experiencing, and they absolutely want to do something about it. They just haven't found you yet. Those are the people that we want our messaging to go to, not to people that we have to try to convince and persuade that they have a problem, but people who already know that they have a problem and they're looking to solve it. They have to be willing to move. They have to be willing to do something different. So the 67% is really what our high value, high converting lead magnet is set up to attract. The last 3% are people already in your world. They already know you. They already love you. They already trust you, and they're ready to go. They just need an invitation, right? They're already on your email list. They're already in your Facebook group. Okay. We don't need to attract those people because they're already there, right? We just need to identify who they are. So high converting freebie formula. This is what we're going to use today and tomorrow to help you design or refine and align your lead magnet to attract that 67%, those soul aligned clients, and invite them into your world with intention and with impact. People today are more discerning. They want to solve a specific problem. And this is actually a really, really good thing, because when we can help them solve a specific problem, it establishes you as an authority in your field. So this is really, really important. And this is one of the reasons why many freebies flop, is because that they're way too general. We're trying to serve everybody, and we're actually not specific enough. We have to be specific about who we're here to serve. I help health coaches. I help life coaches. I help holistic professionals or practitioners. That's my specialty. Why? Because I have over 30 years in the wellness industry as an entrepreneur. So I'm very, very specific with what I call my freebies. Where to find coaching clients. 21 ways to find coaching clients in any economy for health coaches, life coaches, spiritual coaches, right? Speak directly to the problem that I know that my ideal clients are having and the actual person who I'm talking to. The other thing is that we're a little bit too general, right? So we are not speaking to our ideal client, but we're speaking in ways where they don't actually see themselves in it. Just how to create a six-figure business is even too general. There are specific problems that I know that my ideal clients have, that are keeping them from creating that six-figure business. We want something that converts. We want something that somebody is going to land on and say, hell yeah, I want that thing. So, what does high converting mean? High converting means that whoever lands on your landing page, who is your ideal client, out of 100, 60 or more are going to say yes. That's 60%. That's a 60% conversion rate. So, what we are doing first and foremost before we can make any money in our business is make sure that we are bringing the right client into our ecosystem. If you click on a landing page these days, you've got 2.5 seconds to get somebody's attention in order for them to be like, yeah, I want that thing. That's why we have to be so darn specific with one thing that people can actually walk away with value. And that's the other thing too. So when we think about buyer aligned, I want you to think about the person who is going to download your freebie is going to download your freebie, but she's also going to match the ideal client who is going to want to work with you and whatever that next step is for them. So yes, we want the right client in, but we also want to make sure that we are solving a problem that she wants solved for sure, and have an offer, a way to lead her from just stepping into our world into actually working with you. Our freebie needs to be relevant and congruent with wherever it is that we want people to go. This is chocolate versus broccoli. Chocolate is the number one pain point your dream client is ready to solve right now. This is what she's Googling at 3 a.m. in the morning. This is what she just cannot stand to struggle with anymore. Chocolate is what she's saying, not what we are telling her that we do. Those are two very, very different things. What is the transformation, the change that your person is actually looking for, right? Most of us are talking more about features, the time of the program, the length of the program, the price of the program, but we're not actually using language that is hers. So I want you to think about what is your ideal client struggling with from where she is right now to where she wants to be. Right? Make a list of those and get as specific as possible. When we can get specific enough, then what we can do then is take that specifics and identify one of those specifics, and that actually creates content that becomes the fastest yes. And then we're turning one of those challenges into a how-to. We want them first to raise their hand and say, yep, I want that problem solved. And second yes is, I actually want that freebie. And then the third yes is, I'm actually going to do something with that freebie, right? So our lead magnet needs to help them to create value quickly. If they don't use the information that you have and they don't get a result, they're not going to want to work with you, right? If we give them an ebook, no matter how great the information is, if they don't take action with the information and implement a piece of it, they will not get results. And so they'll just think that it doesn't work. And we want to make sure that we are giving them value that they could actually implement in 15 minutes or less. Okay. That way they can actually walk away creating a win. Who is your freebie for specifically? So notice here that we have to get really, really specific on the problem and use their words. Okay. Use their words, use their chocolate. So the problem has to be big enough that they are already looking to solve it. And then we want to take a piece of it, just a piece of that problem. And that becomes our high value, high converting freebie. And that way the language is talking specifically to who our client is, what's the urgent problem they're trying to solve, and then help them get a quick win or a result in 15 minutes or less.